Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. I'm going to just share with you a sack of bad reels that I picked up the other day. Normally this is something like a flea market find. However, today the flea market came to me. There's a vendor of a flea market out in Pennsylvania, in eastern Pennsylvania. And he brought me a host of reels and we kind of traded for some that I had that he was interested in. And well, now I'm the proud owner of a bunch of junk reels. But so be it. So the first one we'll take a look at here is a reel that's called a Pennell. And interestingly enough, this is not a pen reel. It's P-E-N-N-E-L-L trademark. I did a little bit of research on it. This one was made by the Montague Reel Company, which was ultimately acquired by Ocean City. And they were named from Montague, Massachusetts, if I remember. And we actually did a short on this unique feature here about how they disengaged the spool for casting. And then you retrieve it. This is a knuckle buster, so you manage the tension on the line by pedaling backwards or forward. And we're going to take that one apart. That'll be the subject of a video. And a lot of times the reasons why I get these reels is to either show you why reels fail. Sometimes I get them for parts reels, and sometimes, well, I just want to learn a little bit more about the reel, and so it makes a little bit of sense. Never pay much for them, and they always wind up adding to my experience, my general knowledge. The next one up is the Kmart Special. This is a Kmart 207, and those of you that are looking at the reel saying, gee, it looks an awful lot like a Olympic dolphin reel, well, you are correct. It is very much like an Olympic dolphin reel. It's made by Olympic for Kmart, and try to find a Kmart around these days. This one's got a skip, likely a bad pawl. I'm looking underneath and the worm drive is continuing to turn, so it's not that, but you see that the worm, the line guide is just kind of stuck there. That's a common problem, and it's almost always a failure of a line guide. Well, the next one up is a rather unusual pen. This one is the Penn Sailfisher number 130. It's smaller than the Penn Mariner series, the 49. It does have the drag washers where you can remove them and service them without removing the side plate. And this is an older reel. It never really caught on in popularity very much. This one has a bad anti-reverse in it, but I always keep them around. I have one fellow, he's a local lawyer who always, for some reason, likes to get involved with those pen reels. Well, the next one up is one of the ones I did a short on. We're going to work on this one as well. I'm not sure if these are rubber or just hard plastic. There's two of them in here. One of them is working and one is not. And I was told one of these, Armando said one of these is actually a click. That would be that one, and one of them is actually a primitive drag, so I'm kind of interested in finding out a little bit more about how the drag works. They're kind of cousin reels. They're not the same. You can see that there's a little difference in the width of the frames. You can also notice that the handles are different, the screws are different and that, but I'm very likely to be the same manufacturer. And you can see the buttons on the back here are different than the buttons on this one, and so on. But again, that's going to be project reels to learn more from. Then we have the ever available and always around Model 65 Long Beach. I have captains of charter boats that are always interested in those. And then we'll keep going here. 143 Ocean City reel, very nice condition, spins easily. The problem we have with the Ocean City reels is, well, they went out of business in 1957, and well, you can't get parts and like. Another big pen, this is the Penn 68, maybe? 66, narrow frame, 66. It's a beautiful reel. It's got a cracked side plate, and those are hard to find. And quite honestly, if you go to restore that reel by buying that side plate, well, most of the time it's not worth doing because the reel just isn't worth that. Here's a 143. I think we just had the 147. No, they're both 143s. Another nice Ocean City one. This one's got a little knock to it. That usually means that the spool is loose. But we'll do one of these as a video just because, well, I buy them to do videos on them as well. I love these reels. There's two of them. These are the Flugger Capital reels. This one's stuck for whatever reason. I don't know. I just got a little bit of movement there. So this is interesting. If you turn it by hand, it works. But if you try to turn it by the handle, it doesn't. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there. We're going to try and take that off. This reel features a single screw take apart. You just pull it out and turn. However, when I was testing this before with the fella, oh, there we go. I should have used more strength then. This is the inside. It looks very much, the take-apart system is very much like a jig master. These are pretty interesting reels, very strong reels, and we'll go figure out why that's sticking like that. It's certainly not sticking on this side. That's running nice and smooth. So there's something going on this side, maybe some broken line or something. Oh, I'm not seeing it there. All right, well, we'll do a project on that. It's very tight there, so maybe that's what's kind of gumming this whole thing up. One of the nice things about this reel is they actually have an alignment. You can see a line here, and you kind of put it on there, and then you turn it up to match the line on the other side to know you're there. That's the burgundy side. This is the reel, missing the handle stud. This one works nicely. That's the way it should work. And again, this is the Capital. And this is number 1988, and this is 1788. Maybe that's the only difference there possibly is the, well, maybe that's why it's tightening up. I'm noticing that the line is probably trapped inside there. All right, well, continuing. I got a whole basket of reels here like that. This should be another Ocean City. This is the Ocean City Brigantine. This is another Knuckle Buster reel. This one is stuck. For whatever reason. I'm not sure. They've backed that off all the way, so it's not that. Again, another reason to learn more. And I'm not sure why this, but we have somebody who's taken some fishing wire and has actually wired it around the two screws. So I don't know if they've used the wrong screws in this one. They're trying to get a gap on it. Why you wouldn't use a washer, I don't know. But another good project for why do fishing reels fail. Got a reel in a bucket here. This is a Penn Surfmaster 200. I have another Ocean City reel here. This is the 111. So you have the 111, the 112, and 113 in the Ocean City line. This is again, this is I'm catching everything with this. Gee, this is a Knuckle Buster reel, just like the other one you saw. Front and back. Older model, my guess is when you see the wooden handle knob, that's generally the 1940s. By the 50s, they were generally replaced by the plastic and the like. Well, just keep on having some fun with that. This is a Kencor. Kencor is a Japanese-made reel. See how we're doing with this one. Very nice. And of course, you're going to notice that there's a similarity between the reels. I don't know if Olympic made the Kencor or not. I'm going to do a little bit of research on that. But I do have the larger version of a Kencor around here somewhere. This one can go fishing tomorrow. It's still an attractive reel. The design on it was very nice. And, well, here's another kind of telltale side. If you look at the back, it probably is an Olympic. Two screws, oil port, badge, click, click. They all correspond, right? Even the way that the dimensions are here. So Kencor may have been an Olympic reel. Or the Kmart reel may have been made by Kencor. There we go. Hits just keep on coming. Here is a shore city. They made the Bay City was their popular one, Shore City. And again, probably in the 40s. I'm going to take a look. I have a book that dates or shows the catalogs from each year for the Ocean City reels, so I'll know more. I'm thinking this is probably a standard setup, so if it is, I probably won't do that one as a reel, but we'll see. Ocean City 112 with a cracked side plate. This is an interesting one. This is a very unusual drag system. Unfortunately, this collar is installed upside down. You can see the tag is facing out. This is a kind of an adjusting one. I forget what they call it exactly. Turn that collar around so that it faces in. When you face in, it should be on this side of the reel. When you're cranking, it's tightening down the drag. When you loosen it this way, you loosen the drag by turning the handle backwards. But in this case, this is misinstalled with a cracked piece. I might have that side plate, and if I do, I'm going to go ahead and use it. Interestingly enough, Scott sent me in a reel to repair, and that was a 112 as well with the same broken side plate. Like these, they're always popular. This is the 900 series. Same. Okay, this one's on the right side. The handle is tight, but let's see if we can do this now. Well, we can't, but that belongs there. Okay, and then if you back, well, I'm not getting the swing on this, but I'm going to have to do a little bit more work on how to drag engages, but I think what happens here is you're in full gauge mode here. This is probably set up correctly. You're in full gauge, you can see back here. You want to back it up, the handle will come back to loosen the drag. There you go. So that's what should be working on the other one that is not. But we're still going. We have a couple more here. Another Ocean City. So I get this question a lot. This is the Ocean City 905M, M for the metal spool, and True Temper. So the question came in the other day, when was this switched over to True Temper? Right after they bought them in 1957, they started co-marketing it with Ocean City. In this case, this is just branded True Temper, which is probably a year or two later. This reel is just a parts reel. You'll notice that the collar in here, where the ferrule comes through, or the gear spacer comes through, is broken. So this probably could still go fishing. This one sounds like it's got a lot more issues than just that. It was probably the result of it getting hit by something, and well, that's the cause. Okay, this one's on. This one is a Golden West Fluger. It's the model 1878, again, probably from that 1940s era. I think all that's doing is crying out for some oil and grease. Again, another knuckle buster, front and back, the old-time brake. It's a leather strap that's going to be used to control your drag by putting pressure on there without wearing your thumb out. Very nice, fun reel overall. And then for some reason, there's a spinning reel in here. Not my favorite, but this is a Shakespeare Combo 700. It looks like it's all tangled up here. Well, that spells parts reel all around. Something is just not working on that. And that was parts reel. So that's what I got. We traded a couple of reels. I got a bunch of videos or prospective star players in my videos, and I hope you're looking forward to them as I'm looking forward to working on them as I work them in between the customer projects that have come into my office. So if you'd like to see these, I'm going to encourage you to subscribe to my channel. If you do subscribe to my channel, please use that notification button. That'll tell you when I'm posting the videos, and if there's one here that you want to see, please leave that note in the comments section. I'll try and move that up in the scheme of things here as I try to prioritize which ones of these are going to become videos. To all of our first responders and essential personnel, thank you for everything it is that you do to keep us safe. I really do appreciate your efforts. Looks like this pandemic just won't quit. It's the gift that keeps on giving during the holiday season here, and I encourage all of you to please stay safe, stay well, and stay watching. This is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. Have a great day.